Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name's Debbie if we've not met before, and today's video is going to be a first impressions of this little stack by Melt. It's the blueprint stack. This is the box that it comes in, but it is in the stack format, which if you're not familiar with that, you get a mirror in the top, and then each of the shades are in a magnetic pan, like you can separate them out. So there's 4 split pans in this one. They normally have just 1 pan in there, so I'm going to show you the pans, and then I am going to create an eye look, but more with the blue side. So actually we'll start with the more brown side, and I nearly didn't pick this up because it's got a lot of neutrals, and then when I got it, they're really quite interesting. So I'll see if I can get it to focus well enough for you, but that's the deepest brown and one of the shimmers there. So we've got the shade Hammered and Nailed in there, Hammered being the darker one. And then this one is all shimmers, and this one's Hot Wire and Beaming. And again, they're really, well, the Hot Wire one is really caramelly, and they've got like a shift in them that you probably can't see in the pan there. I'm going to use them in a future video, but I wanted to play in the blue side today, which is why I'm all in blue. So then for the blue ones we're going to be playing with today, we've got Dim Out, which is a shimmer, and then we've got King Stud, which is a matte, and these are the deeper 2 of the blues that are in the stack. And then we've got Deadbolt, which is the deeper one there, and Skylight. And Skylight looks absolutely beautiful. Like, it's hard to show it, but it has got a duochrome shift to it. And I think you'll definitely see it once I apply it on my eyes, because that one is going on my eyes today. Our colour story for today is these 2 palettes. As I say, they're magnetic, so you can split them whichever way you want to in your stack, or add them to the other stacks. I've got one more, I've got the Love 6 stack as well. So I love the format of these, and I think they're pretty easy to store, although people don't like them for that because they say, you know, they're not like a normal palette to store, but I find them really easy to store. They fit in any little nook and cranny in your makeup drawer, to be honest. Now, for those of you who have come from my channel before, you probably know I normally start my eye looks with my makeup all completed, but today I thought, as these are such deep shades and I want to go quite dramatic, I thought I'd do my eyes first and then clean up the edges with a makeup wipe. I used to do that quite a lot when I just did looks on Instagram, and I wasn't so bothered about people seeing my naked face because I was just presenting the picture at the end. But I thought today I'll be brave, I'll show you my naked face, so if you're all leaving now, I don't blame you, but it's not too bad, I don't think. I've got quite a lot of freckles and hyperpigmentation, which I'm a little bit conscious of, so that's why I don't very often come on camera without my full face of makeup done. But done my brows, because I can't do my eyes without my brows done. It's just a bit weird to me. Can't kind of see where I'm going without my brows there, so they're on. And I've primed my eyes, lids and just underneath my eyes a little bit with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I've been playing around with the Revolution Prime and Lock, and I don't know, I just can't seem to get a good blend over the top of that without setting it, so decided to go back to the MAC Paint Pot. I always revert back to it one way or another, so we're using that today. So I'm going to scooch you in and we're going to get started and see what I think of these shades and create a bit of an eye look with some blues. Now, as we've only got 1 blue matte, I'm going to start with that blue matte. So the shade being King Stud, and it'll be weird not having to worry about fallout, but I'm literally not going to care if it drops down on my cheeks because I'm going to clean that up afterwards. But I'm going to really build up the pigment in the outer corner, and if you can hear a car alarm going off, it's because it's been going off practically the whole night and it's driving me insane. I was waiting for it to stop so I could film, and I don't think it's going to stop, and I can see them out there trying to figure out why it keeps going, so they've obviously got a problem with it, but hopefully it's not coming out too loud on camera, and I will put some music on over it to help matters. But yeah, we've got considerable fallout, which kind of expected, but also I knew we would get because of the way that I'm applying this shade, because I'm literally just saturating the colour in the outer corner, because as I say, I'm going to clean it up later. Because I've been finding that my normal method of using tape is really lifting my foundation, so And then I have to clean that up anyway, so I thought I may as well just do it this way. These are really powdery and really fallout prone shadows from Melt. They're always quite soft, but they are highly pigmented. I'll probably be wearing shadows winged out like this for about a week now, because I'll have blue staining in my outer corners, I'm sure. But so I've built up the colour in kind of the wing shape that I'm going to want to go for, and now I'm going to start bringing that into my crease as well. I'm going to try not to bring any other colours into the look, any other mattes should I say, into the look, and try and just blend to get kind of a transition going. Just swapping brush to a bit more fluffier brush I suppose, but not as pointed, but hopefully that'll help to give me that fade I'm looking for. Because I could quite easily have brought in another shadow, but I thought let's just see, because I know from using the other stack that I've got, the Lovesick, that these are pretty blendable, and I think I'm getting sort of a lighter blue gradient by blending. It's just going to take me a little while just to get that blend going. And just for full transparency, I do cut out quite a bit of my blending footage, else my videos would be super long. So if you're thinking to yourself that blending takes 2 minutes, you know, it isn't a 2-second job to get a good blended eye look going. Right, so I'm just going back in now and building up the intensity in the crease, trying to get that blend to be what I want it to be. I am going to bring that down into the inner corner, but I didn't want it too pigmented there. A little bit of Melt Shadows goes an incredibly long way, so I think the format that they're doing now with the, or this particular one anyway, where they're splitting the patterns, you get a lot of product anyway. I never would go through the size of the original stacks with just one in. So I think a lot of people were like, oh, if that had just been all blue I'd have picked it up. So if you'd have got 4 big blue pans you'd have picked it up, but you've got 4 split pans plus some brown, then you're not picking it up. To me that didn't seem like a legitimate reason to not get it, because, well, maybe if you don't use browns at all then maybe so, but these are pretty unique tones of brown, and I wouldn't say they're your typical neutrals, so quite excited to play with them. But then I quite like neutrals in any case. This is turning out pretty dramatic. Normally, as I say, I would use another colour to help me with that blend, so trying to get that blend up to my brow is taking me a bit of work. Going to swap to a more pointy brush but with no additional product, see if that helps me. Just got a couple of patchy bits that I'm trying to work with here. I'm not worried about my eyelids because I'm going to be putting shimmer there anyway. Just going to brush away the worst of that fallout. It wasn't that bad actually. I think I could have probably just done that over my foundation, but it'll allow me to clean up that line and get a nice smooth line there. Just going to take some NYX glitter primer on my lids. Not going to be very precise of where I put it. I'm not going to kind of do a faux cut crease with it or anything like that. I'm just literally dabbing it on, to be honest, just because it definitely makes shimmers pop more. I've put more on than I want to. I'm just going to try and shear that out a bit with the other side. I'm just using an Anastasia brush to apply it. Just realised the original shade I was using was Dim Out, and it's Kingstud that I'm going in with now, so it is that one. I'm going to put that into my outer corner. And I was call that a shimmer and not a foil, but it is really pretty. I don't know actually, the more I'm layering it, the more foily and shimmery it's becoming actually. I'm going to flip that same brush over and use Dead Bait. The brush is the E57 from Sigma, one of the ones I like to use for applying shimmers. Just a packing brush really. That is a beautiful blue. Wow. That's my favourite blue so far in the stack. I think it might be worth it for that blue alone. That is like the deepest sea blue, it's just stunning. And I'm going to use Skylight in my inner part of my lids, which is the light one there. That one's way more crumbly and loose than the others. That is super pretty, look at that. It's hard to describe the shift in that one, it's definitely got a shift. It's not blue to green, but it's definitely multi-dimensional in some way. Almost like a goldy silver shift in the blue. Accidentally a little bit's got onto my lower lash line and I think I'm going to go with that. Just to blend in those shimmers with the mattes, I'm just going to take another brush without any product just to make sure that line is seamless. I don't want it to be a cut crease today. And then to clean up the outer edges, got a makeup wipe just wrapped around my finger and I'm just gonna give myself a neat edge there. I think I've got higher on one side than the other, but that's typical of me. Okay, so looking crazy still, but I'm going to jump off camera, do my foundation and then come back to you to do the lower lash line and finish off the look. Okay, so face makeup is on, so now I'm just going to finish my lower lash line. Thought I'd do a shimmery lash line today, so I'm going to go in with the darker of the two shimmers from the stack in my outer corner, but just keep that really close to my lash line to meet up with that shape that we've created. I don't want things to get out of control there and start blowing out too much, so I'm just keeping it really close. And then into the middle blue that we used on the lids there, so pretty much echoing the tones from the lids on the lower lids really. And then just for that last little portion I'm going to go in with the light shade and use that as a little bit of a inner corner highlight as well. That shade is super crumbly, but it's so pretty on the eyes. Like, I've not wet that with any setting spray or anything, and it's quite vivid, it's really pretty. And then I thought I'd add a bit of interest to my waterline, so I'm going in with Likeable Mood by Linda Hallberg, which is an orange liner. The mascara I'm going to use my Bad Girl Bang. I'm using up a little sample one of this at the moment, and I am really enjoying this mascara. I kind of think it might have taken over from my Better Than Sex mascara. I sometimes use that one if I'm doing a really smoky black kind of look, but I do find that I get mascara dots everywhere because the brush is quite big, whereas with this one the brush is a lot more precise. So mascara is on. So for lips today I'm going to go bright orange. I'm going to go with the Studied Kiss lipstick from Kat Von D in a Go-Go. I've worn this before and you guys all seem to like it, so I'm going to rock it again today because I thought I could go with blue and I just thought no, I'll bring something interesting in. Okay, so here's the finished look then, guys. And honestly, I think I found it way easier doing my eyes first because I didn't need to worry about how precise I was being and I could just clean it up afterwards. So in some ways I did prefer that. So you'll have to let me know, was it annoying to see like my bare face through most of the video and all the fall down coming down, or does it not bother you? I don't mind watching tutorials either way when I watch other people, so just be curious to know though what you prefer. But either way, I'm really happy with how the look turned out. Just in case you want to know what the highlight is, because I think that's picking up a lot of the sort of shimmery colours as well. It's the Moonchild palette from Anastasia. Nobody talks about this highlighter palette anymore, but it's one of my staples in my collection, and I've used the shade Blue Ice, which looks white in the pan here but has a bit of a bluey shift to it, but not too blue that it's sort of unwearable. It's only very slight sort of bluey duochrominess to it. So yeah, really enjoying the look. I think the melt stack so far is the quality that I've come to expect. Like, I've got the Lovesick stack and I'm really enjoying that. Played with that a little bit off camera. I need to do another look with that as well, I think. I probably will combine the shadows from these stacks in sort of different ways at some point. But the shades I've used today, the matte blue, if you're going in with that and you're inexperienced with eyeshadows, it's got a lot of fallout. There is kick up all over my beauty table from doing that, and it will go everywhere if you're not careful, which is why I did my eyes first with this. I was pretty sure that that's would be how it would be, because I have seen in the past other tutorials with this before I decided to pick it up, and I'd seen the issues we're having. So definitely either do your eyes first or go in with an extremely light hand, else you'll have fallout everywhere. Having said that, it's super pigmented. I mean, the corners of my eyes there, it's so dark, and I find it difficult to really get deep pigmentation out of shadows. I tend to blend as I go a bit too much, but didn't have any trouble with that. But you can get a blend that kind of makes it look like you've used two shades. So super impressed with the melt mattes. They're always really good. One thing I have realised, I'm just looking at myself right now, I've got no concealer on under my eyes, but I'm just going to go with that now. So the shimmer in this one, I only used it in my outer corners, but really pretty. It's just a dark blue shimmer, nothing exciting about it. It's like, it's good, but it's not like super foiled or anything. The standout is this one. I think that shade, I know what it reminds me of now, the one Skylight there, it reminds me of the shade in the Urban Decay Christian Liane palette. There's a split pan Leo and Brixton. Can't remember which one's Leo and which one's Brixton, but one of those is a blue kind of shifting duochrome, and it reminds me so much of that. But it's a different formula, it's a bit more of a flaky formula to that, but still super pretty. And the shade in the middle of my lids was that one, and also really beautiful. And the blend from one to the other just makes it so simple to get a bit of a gradient of shimmers across your eyes. So I've done probably what is the easiest look to do with those shades. I think I haven't done anything, you know, crazy with a cut crease or anything like that. I just really wanted to play with them and get a feel for the formula, and just to create something super dramatic and blue, really. So really like it. Hope you do too. I'll probably be doing a look with the neutrals very soon, and then I can give you my full thoughts. But first impressions on the shadows that I've used, I really like it. I picked it up in the sale from Beauty Bay. It's not limited edition. It came out as limited edition in a blue packaging, and then they swapped to the normal black packaging, and this one's permanent in their line, so it's still available. It's £40 for 8 shades, so pretty good for Melt's formula, because Melt is a high-end brand and really good quality. And I picked mine up in Beauty Bay sale for £24, so even better for me. But hope you enjoyed watching, guys. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new here, I'd love it if you would consider subscribing before you go. But I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.